Excellent sources of protein for your healthy diet. Most people understand that to be healthy, they need to have a balanced and well-rounded diet. Most people know that they get the most vitamins and minerals from a variety of foods. It is important that they make good and healthy food choices, with the understanding that all choices come down to 3 macronutrients: fats, carbohydrates and proteins. There are healthy versions of all 3, just as there are unhealthy choices. Making better choices as well as having a good preemptive plan can make sure that not only are you making good food choices, but also that you are ready with a snack when the midday hunger attacks it. Despite all of the fad diets that would suggest the contrary, it is important to find out how much protein you actually need. You need to know a rough estimate of how many calories are right for you and your goals. Once you know how many calories you are aiming for, you will be able to devise a plan that will include the right amount of protein, carbs and healthy fats. You can get too much protein and it can have some serious consequences, especially for those who are not at their best health to begin with. A doctor is the best person to help you find out how much protein you need, but there is a formula you can use to get a rough estimate. Protein is vital to every cell in the body. It plays a role in the central nervous system, the circulatory system, immunity, digestion, sleep, and ovulation. Protein also helps with the building and repairing of our internal and external structures. Too much is bad for your health, just as too little can be detrimental for your health. Like all other nutrients, protein must be consumed in the proper amounts to have the best positive outcome. Before you can determine how much you need to learn what protein does for your body. Information is the key to making good choices, and you need to learn these 3 key facts: what protein does in the body and how it is digested, how much protein you really need for your best health, what the best sources of good protein really are. What protein does in the body. Protein is used by every cell in the body to some degree. It is used to create both RNA and DNA, the gene messengers of the human body that decides who is who and how tall they will be, as well as other factors. It is used to create red blood cells and helps to maintain the pH balance of the blood, which is an acid. Antibodies are proteins, so it plays a major role in the immune system. Protein forms the neurotransmitters, the messengers of the central nervous system. If you bang your toe on the edge of the coffee table, the neurotransmitters will send a message to the brain which sends out messages to the foot that it hurts and perhaps that hopping around and shouting might help. Protein is also used to create connective tissues as well as the contractive tissues, the muscles. It is also used to create hair, skin and nails. If you are not eating enough protein, your looks may suffer because the body and brain consider that to be a secondary function after the others. Dry hair or skin or fragile nails may be a sign of a protein deficiency in some cases, however, this is not always the case. Source: Nelson 2009. The body digests protein slowly. It takes the longest for the body to break down, one of its main advantages. Not only does it take longer for protein to break down in the body, but it causes less of a sugar spike to be digested, leading to less of an insulin surge, which in turn translates to less weight gain. During digestion, the protein is broken down into amino acids which are used to create more amino acids. While the body can make a number of amino acids on its own, there are 8 that it cannot. These 8 essential amino acids, leucine, isoleucine, valine, threonine, methionine, phenylalanine, tryptophan and lysine must come from food or supplement sources every day for adults. For children, there is a 9th essential amino acid, histidine, that they cannot synthesize. Source: The Vegetarian Society. These amino acids are used in the various tasks that protein is meant to do, including digestion. The body makes the amino acids that it needs to break down amino acids, and the chain circles around and around. Protein is either complete or incomplete based on the 8 essential amino acids. All animal-based proteins are complete while only one plant-based protein can be so designated. Only soy and soy products are complete proteins. It is a myth that vegetarians or vegans do not get enough protein in their diets. Each of the plant-based proteins has a deficiency, with grain, nuts and seeds having lower levels of isoleucine and lysine while tryptophan and methionine are low in legumes. Source: Best. How much protein you really need. Everyone, from the newborn baby to the big bodybuilder to the senior citizen, needs protein, but obviously not the same amount. There are several factors that will determine how much protein that you need every day, including your age, health and activity levels. It is a myth that bodybuilders develop their huge bodies from excessive protein. They achieve them from all around good nutrition, genetics and very hard work in the gym. Your age. If you asked the average person who needs the most protein per kilogram of body weight, the answer would probably be those who are most active or the big people. The age group would probably range from late teens to middle age. This assumption is incorrect, however. There is no greater need for healthy protein than from day 1 to about 6 months. A newborn baby's protein needs a great 2.2 grams per kilogram of his body weight. The bodybuilder, on the other hand, may need as much as a full gram of protein per kg of his own body weight, but the upper limit of his protein needs is still well below 2 grams, 1.6 grams is listed as the safe upper level. The protein need for the average person drops slowly and steadily throughout childhood, reaches its steady level at the age of 19 and then remains there, with some exceptions, of course, until the age of 55, when it increases again slightly. Health. The average person in good health will have a slight increase in protein need if they are doing a lot of activities. However, there are times when the protein need will increase. Extra protein is needed by the body during times of sickness, trauma, burns or after surgery. There are also chronic conditions that benefit from additional protein amounts as well. Activity. The more you move, the more protein you might need. A sedentary person may need only 0.4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight to be healthy, while a more active person may need twice that amount. The elite athlete or die-hard exerciser may need as much as a full gram of protein per kg of body weight. If you do not get enough protein, your body will break down your muscles for energy, destroying your lean muscle mass. For best sources of protein, there are two ways to get your protein, from food and from supplements. Both food and supplemental protein either comes from plant or animal sources. Whether you are a meat eater or avoid eating anything from an animal source, you can still get good, healthy protein in your diet. Good animal sources. The best sources for animal protein are lean, skinless turkey breast, fish, especially salmon and dairy, low-fat milk and cheeses. Chicken is also a good protein, however it has higher fat and calorie content than turkey. The best protein source in the animal category is the egg, which is considered to be the perfect protein and is the one that all others are judged against. The egg is an example of a complete protein and has over 6 grams of protein per serving but less than 6 grams of fat. Best plant sources. Soy is the best of the plant sources of protein because it is the only one that is complete. Making sure that you are getting a combination of plant-based proteins will ensure that you do not have a deficiency of any of the essential amino acids. Best supplements. There are countless protein supplement types, each made from a different source of protein. ProfectR may top the list of supplements because it is small, less than 3 fluid ounces, and gives a full 25 grams of protein in only 100 calories. ProfectR is manufactured by Protica.